Hello, everybody, and welcome to Letterboxd Book Club. My name is Claire,
And I'm Mackenzie.
and today we are discussing Hexed by Emily McIntire.
The long-awaited fifth installment.
I think it's the fifth or sixth. It's
Yeah,
been
of
a while.
the Never After series.
Yeah, the fractured fairy tales, where we take popular, I suppose, Disney movies and turn them into twisted dark romance-esque books.
Yes, it's amazing. I love it.
It's pretty cool.
Okay, shall I start us off with the blurb?
Before we do that, we need to pay our respects and hold space for the Defying Gravity lyrics.
Okay.
Sorry. I can't even do it. Yeah, give us your best riff.
I'm gonna be quiet because the kids are asleep again. Oh, I can't remember how she does it, but
Well done.
thank you.
I'm not much of a singer, so I'm not going to do it. But
I'll do it. No, because my favorite new lyric is yeah.
me and Bach.
Me and Bach. Match them in renown.
What's that one from?
Defy gravity.
Oh, okay. Sorry. You're cracking yourself up. I love to see it.
But I do love we deserve each other. And then Nessa. Nessa. Okay.
I can't wait for the second half of memes and everything. It's going to be so funny. Ironically, this would have been a much more compelling episode if we had read Wretched, Emily McIntire's previous book. It would have gone so well hand in hand, but alas, here we are.
If only we had known.
Yeah.
Alas, we are dumb. That is fine. That is our prerogative.
And also, I don't know if it was specified, this is a Little Mermaid fractured fairy tale, which is very exciting.
Well, I was going to get there after I read the blurb.
Well, no, you don't have to get there. You can just read the blurb.
Okay. Also, I audiobooked this, so I immediately do not like the way Venesa is spelled, but that's okay.
Yeah, no, it's a big L for me.
DNF.
Hey, people
Okay.
DNF'd for less.
I've DNF for less. Alright. He's the prince of La Cosa Nostra. She's the witch who steals his heart. From USA Today, best-selling author Emily McIntire comes a dark and delicious fractured fairy tale of the Little Mermaid. Venesa Andersen has never been good. She wasn't good enough for her parents, and she isn't good enough for the gangster uncle who... Oh, I need to start again.
Sorry.
I'm mincing my words. I'm choking on them. He's the prince of La Cosa...
You put too much pressure on yourself, and that's what happens.
Okay, hang on.
Alright, Sharpay.
He's the prince of La Cosa Nostra. She's the witch who stole his heart. From USA Today, best-selling author Emily McIntire comes a dark and delicious fractured fairy tale of The Little Mermaid. Venesa Andersen has never been good. She wasn't good enough for her parents, and she isn't good enough for the gangster uncle who took her in after they died. But she's cunning, beautiful, dutiful to her uncle's demands, and she doesn't have time for moral compass anyway. When her runaway cousin returns to their coastal southern town, she brings a man with her. And Venesa soon realizes he's the only one who's ever seen her for her. There's just one problem. She can never have him. Enzo Loverboy Marino is a wealthy businessman by day and prince of the underworld by night. Underboss to a notorious mafia syndicate, he answers to no one except his father, the strongest don in the Northeast. When he's tasked with marriage, Enzo doesn't think twice, until he meets his fiance's cousin. Venesa is everything he never knew he wanted, bewitching him with her sultry voice and supple curves. But Enzo learned long ago that for a man like him, life is better without the things you want. When plans unravel and temptation sings its siren song, they'll both have to choose what's more important, duty to their families or a forbidden love that was never supposed to be.
Ooh, thoughts, feelings, and emotions, Kenzie, go.
The end. Okay, you fucking know what? You wanna go? You wanna fucking go?
Yeah?
I loved this book.
Okay.
I loved this book with my whole heart.
See, your energy caused that. You were a bit too electric right there. Well, if it isn't the consequences of your own actions.
Okay, she does this thing a lot where she just like cries, but she's still asleep.
Oh.
So you have to like give her a little time to see what happens.
Yeah. She's just working through it.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, as I was saying, I loved this book with my whole heart. There is nothing I love more. There's nothing I love sinking my little teeth into more than a little mafia action, okay? Because it is so fucking ridiculous. And I love it.
I love that reaction.
Forget about it.
Very New York.
Very New York. And you know what? I fucking love this because there's like third generation New Yorkers who have like Italian ancestral roots, and they're like, family above all else. Forget about it. What do you mean? What do you want? All right. And it's like, you are the most non-Italian person I have ever seen in my entire life. But you know what? You get your bread.
Because you're mafia.
Because you're mafia. And you're going to
I love it. Oh,
fire up.
I should have had a dabble at the audiobook, maybe if it was on Spotify, because I would have loved to have heard the accents.
Oh, it was ridiculous. Ridiculous. Would you like me to play some for you?
Please. Yeah, the entire time, you know, Venesa or her family is like Southern, and I just want to hear the accent.
Can you tell me? Sorry, have you got your Kindle near you or your phone?
I'm on my phone as we speak.
Oh, I just need to know what is an Enzo chapter, because mine only has like chapter numbers. It doesn't say like Venesa or Enzo.
Chapters?
I'll just hope.
Oh, chapter two is Enzo.
Okay, thank you.
Enzo, 1 year later, 29 years old. Everyone expects me to marry. The acceptable next step for a man of my stature and family. Back when I was a kid, I looked forward to it. Dreamed of
There it
it.
is.
When I was really young, I'd be kept awake at night by Ma giggling like a schoolgirl and Pops murmuring dirty words muffled through the thin walls of our small...
And then...
I like it. Chapter 1 and 3.
Chapter 3.
Yeah.
There we go.
Vanessa. There's a chip in my nail polish.
Ooh.
Everywhere else, the red is smooth and perfect. But not there. Not on my pinky. It's red by the cuticle, too. The worst place for an imperfection.
As soon as she said cuticles, I was like, Kenzie!
Cuticle cutters.
Wow, yeah, I love it. It hits the spot. I would have expected their voices to be just a bit deeper, personally, but no, it was still great. Sucker for an accent.
Thank you. Okay, what are your thoughts, feelings, emotions?
Initially, off the bat, I'm just triggered by the name Enzo.
Where else has Enzo been?
Does it hurt? They're fucking with sharks. Fucking in a shark cage, which this would have been very appropriate, I'm not gonna lie.
See, I forget everything, just vibes and shadows.
There was another name in this book. Fisher. And I'm thinking Kingfisher from Quicksilver. I'm thinking, are these people just looking up, like, villainous names in a name generator or something? Like, Jesus. Look, honestly, it was a bit of a slow slog, but once the meat of the book was unraveling, I was very intrigued and indulged. I was immersed.
You know what? I felt the same. I was like, it's kind of slow, but I was like, I think this was a book where I was like, I just need to finish it. Like, I can't DNF it. Yeah. So I think I like loved it. Like, I was hating it, and then it got to the point where I just ended up loving it.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, that was kind of my journey, because it took like 200...
Yeah, so I was waiting the whole time for that prologue to come back. I was like, what does this mean? But yeah.
What does it mean?
What does it mean? What does it mean?
Yeah. Jeez, let's have a meme counter in this episode. We're on our like 5th meme in the span of 10
Take a
minutes.
shot.
I was on a bit of a roller coaster in that regard, because it was really slow for like the first 200 pages, because it was all about establishing like the family ties and the businesses, and then establishing the relationship between Venesa and Enzo, and how Aria fits into everything, and blah blah blah. It's all mafia, it's all business, and then you get to plot points, and it just opens up and snowballs, which is great. I am on a little bit of a disappointed side, because a lot of the elements did remind me of Wretched, like, so much. And that's all I could think about as well. I'm like, I've seen this before. For example, like, even towards the end, you know, how Arya's trying to get into the business and trying to make her way as part of, like, Trent's empire. It seemed similar to I forget the other character in Wretched, but she was more of like the ditzy, materialistic girl as well. But she also kind of wanted in on this drug business that Evie or whatever was into. And they both fuck up. And those elements like kind of got to me, and I'm like, this doesn't feel too different at all.
There were some points when I was reading, and I was like, you know what? I'd rather read Crossed.
Oh my god.
Like,
Crossed was cooked.
It's like, give me the priest. Repeat.
Crossed is so cooked. I'm gonna have to actually try and finish reading it one day.
Oh, you still never finished it. That's right.
Oh, I will one day. We'll circle back.
Now that Quicksilver, is getting turned into a movie or whatever the
What?
fuck it's getting turned into. Yeah.
Oh my god. There are better books, but okay.
Yeah, or have it either a TV show or a movie. It's been picked up by Netflix. Anyway, now I have to read it.
Yeah, you gotta know what's going on. Don't worry, just listen to my poor explanation over and over again. You'll be fine. You'll get it.
There was so much going on.
Yeah. But ultimately, I did love how Emily, obviously translated this book from The Little Mermaid. I loved picking apart like the elements and just.
His tea tastes salty.
What did he do? What did he do wrong? Is it meant to
I'm
be
worried that
salty?
there's salt instead of sugar in here.
You asked too much of him.
Might just be the rim.
Delicious. Maybe ask him to taste it and be like, is there something weird with this?
I've gone to bed. No, it's just the rim.
Okay, good, because I wouldn't imagine the salt and the sugar would be right next to each other.
You wouldn't, but I've also done that before. So.
Oh, bozo.
Oh.
But yeah, I liked picking apart all the fairytale elements and just all the little knickknacks that makes The Little Mermaid so great, and just how it translated into this book. I really enjoyed Aria being a very materialistic rich girl, whereas her counterpart Ariel is more for treasure knickknacks, but still in a way materialistic. I liked those sorts of crossovers. And just Vanessa being described as a witch, but like a modern day sort of witchy vibes. Like she's into astrology, into the moon, into the little spells and potions.
Yes.
Like it was just so cool and quirky.
And I love that. Like she has her like the fish's venom or whatever, and so she uses that. And it's like, oh, like yeah, that's her potion. I loved when Arya used a fork.
Yeah,
on her hair. I was like, yes,
so much easier.
And then also but Daddy, I love him.
Yeah. I was like, I had to write that down. Yeah, it was. So
I didn't even need to write it down. It's ingrained in my head.
Yeah, my only thing is just with a lot of Emily's books, a lot of the dark nature is just the real underground like grudge of gangsterland, like an underbelly, underworld, and I feel like this was kind of similar, except. Now that I've sat on it for a bit, I did really enjoy the mafia vibe more now than when I was reading it, because I'm like, it's just another two enemies that have to like come together and they're just fighting about turf and business, and like I don't get that.
Also, what books have we ordered from Dimmicks? Because I got a text message.
Onyx Storm?
That doesn't come out till Jan. One of your books has arrived in store at Dimmicks.
Is it the Reckless hardcover? Or hardcovers?
Yes.
There you go. Or you could have just like went and picked it up and it would have been a nice surprise. But what am I thinking? Onyx Storm doesn't come out the next year.
No, because that was also my first thought.
Was there like a Fourth Wing? Is there an Iron Flame hardcover?
I have both. I have Iron Flame and Fourth Wing hardcover special editions. Sprayed edges.
Must be Reckless.
Must be Reckless.
There we go. Mystery solved. But yeah, the mafia aspect and aesthetic really grew on me. Yeah, it was great. Another downside or negative that I have towards this book is just a lot of Enzo's story is centered around the actions of his dead brother.
Who he didn't even really like and who was a piece of shit.
Yeah, and obviously doing side dealings with Trent and his posse. So, yeah, it just seemed a bit counterproductive, because obviously if you want to translate it straight from Little Mermaid, like Eric, for example, is a prince and he is his own sort of authority figure, whereas, yeah, Enzo, low-level sort of criminal, third in line. Like, it just didn't seem to fit in that aspect. But otherwise, yeah, enjoyed it towards the end. A lot happening. Very actiony, a good balance, except for, in the beginning where it just seemed to slog a little bit. But it had to sort of build relationships and blah, blah, blah. Do you have any qualms?
Yes.
What are your qualms?
It felt like every time the story was wrapping up, it kept on going. And, like, obviously the painting had some importance to it. And, of course, Fisher is going to flounder, is going to be a shady bastard.
Yeah. I didn't even make that connection of him being flounder, to be honest. But boy, was he floundering. I thought
she literally calls him Guppy or Gup.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, true. But all right. Now I'm
connect the dots.
Sometimes, oh Jesus! All right.
Sorry.
Sometimes the dots don't connect. Maybe I just think they tried too hard with the painting. You know, the symbolic trident, translating from The Little Mermaid, and Triton and Ursula and all that fighting for it. I just feel like that was trying too hard to make something super important when I think it could have been something else potentially. And then having like a trust papers hidden within it seemed a bit too far-fetched to me. I don't know. But that sort of conflict and that motivation had to be implemented somewhere.
I did like Sebastian, though. I liked Baz.
Oh, yeah. I didn't really pay much attention to Baz, to be completely honest.
How dare you? He was the best out of the lot. Always protecting Venesa, having a secret cabin.
Yeah. See, that seemed a little far-fetched too, because it just has to happen at the end, and it has to be like a convenient, isolated place, and it was only around for like one scene, mentioned twice in the end.
Yeah, like it wasn't mentioned at the start. It was just like mouth one word cabin, and then it's like, oh, suddenly. Yeah, I agree with that. That was silly.
And the whole lair thing reminded me of in Wretched Evie's little underground lab.
But Ursula,
or the lair's basement torture chamber.
Ursula does have a
true
lair. Also, because they kept calling Venesa Urch, and I was like, and then they never explained where that came from.
Oh, they bullied her in school. Hang on, I think I wrote it down. Yeah, I just knew that it's just used as an insult towards her. I think it had something to do with people believing the rumors of her killing her mother. It had something to do with that, but I don't really see much of a connection.
Yeah, I don't see how that equals Urch.
Yeah, I just have Arya was a bully to Venesa, calling her Urch, and then Arya believes she killed her
was
mother.
A piece of shit.
Yeah, Arya's a piece of work. I just loved, how obviously Ariel she is.
Yeah.
It was just so good. I didn't realize she'd be that much of a bitch, though. And again, it was reminiscent of Wretched with Evie and her sister. I don't know what the name was, but Dorothy or Dot or something. Maybe it was Dorothy. I don't know.
I feel like it was Dorothy.
Yeah. They just had that love-hate relationship where one of them is jealous for the father figure's attention, and the other one's, just looking nice, sitting pretty, and while the other is doing all the dirty work.
Yeah. I
kind
also
of exact
didn't
same sort of premise.
peg Trent tried to be a piece of shit.
But that's the spin on these books as well. Like, that's to be expected. Vanessa is meant to be, the protagonist.
I know he had his sister killed.
Yeah, he killed his family, essentially.
That's cool. He killed his legacy.
This is... Yeah, he's responsible for his own actions. This is his doing. All for the power and the glory of the South.
What is that meme? It's like, I would not take insults from a man who with an uncleaned ass.
Something like that. You think Trent has an uncleaned ass? Doesn't wash his ass?
Gay to touch your own butt.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I see. I understand. A shame. But yeah, he's just trying to rule Atlantic Cove Incorporated, etc., etc. All those cute
I love how
callbacks.
It was that they were descendants of Atlantis.
Yeah, I just some bits like that. I'm like, all right, sure, whatever. Like, how can you? Yeah, just throw it in there just to add to the theme. Theme has been the word I've been looking for the entire time. When I say elements, like the theme of the Little Mermaid and then the quirks.
I see.
Wonderfully implemented. Yeah, and they're always fun to like pick up and see. Any other qualms?
Oh, always the evil person is monologuing when they should just shoot, but
Oh, yeah, yeah.
monologuing in the cemetery.
I think towards the end it was a bit convoluted because it was like Enzo confronts father.
Yeah.
Bam. Vanessa is kidnapped.
Bam.
Bam. Oh, we have a plan. What Arya is going to.
Yeah, now we're gonna
lure
double
Trent.
cross.
Arya's gonna work
but
with
then
us.
Arya wants to
Maybe.
triple cross.
Bam. Exactly. And then Fisher, we could persuade him. Then boom, dead. Like it was just a lot in the end. And I think I knew like Emily just wanted to finish the book, but then she had to wrap everything up. And it was very bouncy in that sense because we were in the cabin, then we were in the lair, then we were in the torture chamber, and then Enzo's in the cemetery, and now he's looking for Vanessa. It was just a lot, which I feel like it could have been a bit more concise if we left a lot more of the first half probably out. One of my qualms, it's how like Enzo and Vanessa sort of connect. Like they meet in some sort of, I don't know, have like at the engagement party, or even like prior beforehand, they have like a run-in, and she's obviously not really recognizing him or respecting him as this like mafia boss of New York, and he finds that attractive that she's not afraid of him, and she doesn't like speak to him or adhere to him as that sort of authoritative figure and with respect, and he finds that attractive. I just think that's so strange that that's like what we go off of, and then he finds it interesting because of that, and then the relationship snowballs. Because the same thing could have been done to Arya. Like Arya, well, knowing what we know, but at the time she could have pretended to not know. And it could have still had the same effect and outcome. I don't know. I just find that it's always she's beautiful, but she's different somehow because she doesn't recognize me as like a mafia guy.
She killed me!
But he doesn't. But he didn't know that. And he just finds that hot that, she just disrespects him.
Well, it's like...
Or doesn't give a shit about him.
Shout out to blue-eyed Kayla Jade on TikTok. How she says...
Jesus, I never thought... I never thought she'd be mentioned.
She says that, like, a lot of men in powerful, like, CEO jobs and stuff, like, just want to be pegged and, like, want to be little bitches in the bedroom.
Oh, my God. They just probably get so amped up ordering people around and having people fear
they're like,
them.
I just want to be a little sub in the bedroom. So yeah, Enzo's probably just like, damn, she doesn't respect me. Forget about it.
yeah, and that's just that, and that's what really draws him to her is.
Oh, immediate 0 stars, cock, cunt.
Of course.
Pretty sure there was no condom at one point.
Probably not.
Anyway, 0 stars.
Yeah.
Great book. Loved the book.
0 stars.
0 stars.
Yeah. Love that. And of course, it wouldn't be this sort of dark, fractured fairy tale without, obviously, Vanessa having such a tragic backstory. Not necessarily, like, her mother dying, which is fair, but, like, seemingly the sexual assault that she just endures throughout her life as well. I feel like probably wasn't necessary at all. Like, I think there's a guy named Rusty, and he assaulted her. I forget, like, to what extent, but, like, it was obviously left up in the air. I just feel like in this type of book it probably wasn't necessary. Like, she could have just been motivated by her mother dying and being an underling to Trent.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. Why, after all this time, has Trent decided to, like, bye-bye Vanessa? It's like, you need to make these things make sense. And I understand it's for the plot or whatever, blah, 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 but, like, I need the seeds of doubt throughout the years.
And especially since we find out that he is buddies with her father, who she presumed killed her mother. So, like, why is Vanessa being a victim in all of this? If anything, all of this is fucking Arya's fault. If she had just killed Enzo properly, she would have been fine. But no. Yeah, because it was pretty much, there was like a whole ploy to make sure, Vanessa go bye-bye. But why would you try and off your best asset?
Exactly.
And when she wanted to work for you, especially.
You're pulling Arya into the family business. And it's like, Arya's a piece of shit. Like,
yeah, and Arya is incompetent.
Yeah, exactly.
And Vanessa knows, I never truly understood that. Maybe it had something to do with Enzo's dead brothers. I don't know. Yeah, it just seems a bit strange. Obviously, towards the back end, where Vanessa is more ostracized and alienated or kicked out, yeah, you'd want to go after her because she knows all the secrets and she could easily use her talents against you. Like, that's a threat in itself. Yeah, that's a really good point from you, Kenzie.
Thank you.
I think it's because she was after the painting, and I don't think she would never let go of that. And it was probably like, it was the carrot on the stick for her, but then she probably would have left anyway because she knew she was never going to get it.
I agree.
And then, obviously, just he has to bring Arya into it because it was inevitable. She could have done an internship with Venesa, but they had to hate each other, didn't they?
Exactly. And
Would've
like,
been so
why?
fun.
Like, Arya just hated her from the get, and it's like, why? You're getting a sister, essentially.
Oh, it was because, like, Vanessa's mother, which is Trent's sister, like, she was higher hierarchy in the family and would have, in lieu, had been top dog of the Enterprise, and even though Trent kept it a secret and tried to destroy all that sort of trust elements and everything, like, he probably still felt that perceived threat, and then once the actual child is gone, like, the last bloodline of his sister is destroyed, he can probably be at peace. But for as long as she's alive, she would have been a threat to the Empire if she found out what she ended up finding out anyway. I think that's probably why. And when I think of Mafia, yeah, I think of, like, offing people off for no reason, you know? Like you looked at me funny, bam, you're dead. But when Enzo disrespected his father and being an idiot, and then Venesa being alienated and shoved out of Atlantic Cove or whatever, like, they really just let them go. I feel like a more harsh mafia situation, like, they would be dead the next day. They're too soft in the most interesting ways, but then they're not hard enough when they need to be. I don't know, man. I'm just saying stuff.
Words and things.
I hope they resonate.
Take what resonates, leave what doesn't.
Exactly, yeah. We listen and we don't judge.
No, we listen and we do judge.
But obviously loved at the beginning of the book because it was very much Little Mermaid, Enzo being washed ashore, suffering a sort of overdose seizure thing. Arya is there and Vanessa is there, and they help bring this man to life. Vanessa is the one that really saves him, but of course Arya is the one that's on top of him and is the first person he sees.
Yeah, and gets all the glory.
Very Eric Ariel.
And because he's, the mafia prince or whatever, it's all throughout the tabloids. So they become New York's it couple.
Yeah, and she's obviously the socialite of Atlantic Cove. Yeah, and what an awesome couple to be. And obviously Enzo feels like he owes Arya, and he understands her status in this world and amongst the Kingston family line, etc.
Yeah, in the mafia business.
Yeah, and so this is like almost an arranged marriage of sorts to bring these two underbelly worlds together.
His dad was like, his dad had organised it with Trent.
Yeah.
Trent.
you get there? You're right.
Yeah. For them to be married. So it is an arranged marriage. It's a business deal.
Yes.
So once again, a woman has been made a commodity.
Yeah, we hate it here, don't we? Goddamn. When will we learn? I just loved how, like, overly materialistic and selfish Arya was. It was just so good. Because it is, again, like the complete opposite of Ariel. She's all looking for the treasure and the trinkets. She likes her shiny little things, but then, Arya's like, I want this, I want that. Give me everything I want. It's like, oh, I love it. Just the opposite characterizations. Fantastic. And then we learn a lot throughout the book about sort of an underground deal that's been happening because ultimately Trent and is it Carlos? What's his name? Carlos. Enzo's family, they've kind of in secret been making business arrangements and compromising and trying to come to agreements, and so this marriage obviously would solidify their little allyship, and they have a lot of things in common and they have a lot of enemies in common, and I think it did turn out to be a bit of a convoluted mess in terms of...
There were a lot of moving parts and stuff, and I was getting a little bit lost in the semantics of it all. I was like, how is this relevant to what's going on?
Yeah, because there's this guy, Frankie, who is Arya's uncle.
Uncle, yeah.
Yeah, Trent's brother. And, like, there was this sort of mystery about him because he's off the grid, and no one seems to know who he is, what his deal is, or how he's involved, and, yeah, other sort of moving parts. And then Carlos is not being sound of mind. He's paranoid because his legacy is being threatened, his leadership in question. He feels like he has eyes and enemies everywhere.
He thinks he's being bugged, which is ironic because Enzo's phone is being bugged by Arya.
So he had a point.
Yeah.
He had a point. Yeah, he's losing his mind. He's just paranoid, and even taking it out on his son. He can't trust anybody. It was great. And yeah, they had this whole idea of, in regards to Enzo and Arya's marriage, that Enzo would be the one controlling because they have Arya, sorry, because they have a lot of money.
That's
and
a Freudian
that
slip.
Oh my god, no! And they wanted to see her as a controlling tool, to work in their favor against Trent, etc. But a little switcheroo happening. Arya's the one that's kind of playing into the materialistic, like kind of dumb, unawares of these sorts of business happenings type of girl, but she's the one that's trying to control Enzo, which is really funny. And I liked that sort of switcheroo. Because these families are just playing each other, and they're trying to off each other's prime maneuvers, and it's just a mess. It's confusing at times. But then everything, happens sweetly. Other main events that happen in this book, there's an engagement party. Because this whole book is really about Enzo meeting with Arya's family and trying to orchestrate business deals. Because there's this whole ordeal about having a hotel on the pier that's run by, I forget Enzo's last name, but Enzo and his family.
The Marinos.
Marinos, that's it. Yeah, like a hotel for compromised or collaborative business dealings, which, again, it was Enzo's brother's dealings that had been, like, ongoing until he died. And I feel like we relied too much on that sort of context and information. I have it written down twice. That's where I'm getting confused. And in great Emily McIntire fashion, we have a notorious nickname given to our female lead from our male lead. Enzo
Piccola Serena.
There we go. I wasn't going to say it.
Which I'm pretty sure just means, like, something beauty.
Would have been a good time to look it up. You know what? I have free will. I can look it up. Or you're doing it, because I can hear you're typing.
I'm looking at it. Oh.
What does it mean? Why do you look embarrassed right now?
I knew piccola meant little, and just because I couldn't read the word, I didn't know how it was spelt. So Serena is obviously siren, so it's Little Mermaid.
Oh, of course. God damn it. It is so cool, though.
I'm gonna kill myself.
No, don't do that. Burn out, stay alive. That's the deal.
Sorry. We're gonna get muted again for community guidelines on TikTok.
Yeah, fucking TikTok. I have a bone to pick with you. Jesus Christ.
Stop fucking muting us. Stop silencing women's voices in media.
Exactly. But these sex workers can be out there talking about pegging people.
A white man. No.
All right.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, TikTok. Please don't fuck me over again, or I will send them
anyway,
the Marinos after you.
I love you, Claire. We gotta wrap this up. I gotta sleep.
What are some main events, I don't know, that you really want to talk about? Kenzie's had a big week. She needs
gonna have an even bigger next few days, guys. Gays, theys, ladies. It is my birthday this week, so it's birthday week, so it's very exciting. But yeah, what was I gonna say?
She's working hard. She's a metaphorical single mum who works two jobs.
Who loves her kids.
just for Reba. No, like, all right. So there's a huge build up between.
Okay, no,
and
Vanessa
Enzo.
kills her dad. That's
Yes,
fine.
because he thinks
She thinks.
she thinks he killed her mum.
But also, like, he's a piece of shit anyway.
Yeah. When did you realize Trent was the problem? I think around that moment when when the father was invited to the boat party.
Yes,
for
that's
Vanessa's
right.
birthday.
Yeah, that's right. I was like,
obviously,
yeah.
something sussy-wussy's happening. Trent is definitely not to be trusted. Build up for Vanessa and Enzo's relationship. Yeah, it took a long time. A lot of deep and meaningful conversations.
You know what I
'cause-
loved so much about this book? Actually, now that you mention it, it's I am fucked. It really took me back to like a classic slow burn.
Yeah, it was nicely slow burned, but it still took a little too long, in my opinion. They just had a lot of deep chats, and
Yeah.
they can relate to each other because they both lost
Oh, and
their
also
mothers, etc.
her mum died on her birthday. Can relate,
Oh, triggered.
but with my dad. I was like, I see you, girl. I see you.
I am you.
I'm gonna go
Yeah,
and
I love
kill some
that.
people.
Yeah, why not? Just do it. And yeah, there are times where Enzo gifts people for Vanessa to kill, and that becomes a little sort of kinky, sensual thing between the two of them. It's their bonding time. Because they're also on a little mission to figure out why people are spying on Enzo. When in fact Vanessa was also sent to spy on Enzo at a point in time too. The poor guy, he just wants to do mafia shit, and he can't even get away with it. So there's a lot of slow tension between the two of them, and then I think at the main engagement party, when Arya was gifted the trident painting,
That's
Vanessa's
when I
like, "Fuck
knew
this
as
shit."
well that like, no, even before then, I knew as soon as she's like, I want that painting, like way at the start, that I was like, something's up with the painting.
She's never gonna get it. Yeah, and it was gifted to Arya, so Arya is the entire heiress of Atlantic Cove, blah blah blah. And Vanessa's like, well, fuck this shit. I'm just gonna fuck your fiance, and so
Yeah.
they do.
It was
I love that.
giving
It was great.
the Cinderella story when the will is in the book.
Right. I'm not too familiar. It's been a long time since I've seen that, so I'm
How
not
dare
too
you.
familiar on that. Vanessa is also a bi queen. We love to see it.
We love it.
And I just love her little affliction that kissing is too intimate for her. But
Sexism.
the peen has gone in you. Is that not as intimate as you can get, you know?
The peen.
How is that not intimate? Anyway, yeah, I just love just the disparity of it. People who hook up and they don't believe in kissing because it's too intimate. It's like, bro, bodily fluids are being shared right now. How is that not intimate?
Exactly.
And then, yeah, that's at that point, yeah, Vanessa is alienated and Trent's pissed off, which I feel like that's a good time to just assert your power as a mafia boss and just kill her. Because Trent obviously wants her dead. And I didn't really believe the whole will trust thing, because, yeah, it turns out that Vanessa's mum was the ultimate heiress of the Atlantic Cove Empire, and Trent is just the low-level brother who is jealous and just wants all the power. Again, at times it was a bit convoluted, but then it came good, and then it got convoluted again. But yeah. oh, there was a part where, who was it? Someone said something, and they mentioned you got to go kiss the girl. It was great.
Yes.
I think it was when Vanessa was in New York.
Yeah, and it was Scotty.
Yeah, Scotty. Scotty and Baz could have been both Sebastian.
Oh my god,
No,
is Scotty meant to be
Scotty was-
Scuttle?
No,
Because he gets all the gossip?
Ooh, I didn't think of that. Maybe. Yeah, it makes more sense. Who is Eric's, like, royal handler? What's his name?
Geo, which is Grimsby.
That's Grimsby. That's it. Ah, okay, right. Rip Geo. He died.
Oh yeah, Rip.
I knew someone was gonna die.
Did he die or did he survive? I thought he survived.
Oh no, he got shot. Sorry,
Yeah.
he just got shot. My bad. I was skimming a little bit, and when I saw that he got shot, I'm like, all right, he's dead. Goodbye. And then a few chapters later, he's like in a sling or something. I'm like, oh, what happened?
Yeah, and I was like, oh my god, he's alive. Oh my
I thought he was
god.
meant to be dead.
Have you finished Fabric of Ourselves?
Not quite.
Okay.
I'm almost there.
Do not talk about people getting shot. I'm triggered.
Oh, okay, Jesus.
Sorry.
Know what I gotta look forward to. And then obviously, yeah, big reveal. Trent and Co have been working together, and Carlos have been working together, and Venesa and Enzo both confront their fathers in very dramatic fashions.
And then they both die.
They both die, which is to be expected. And then, Fisher, who is meant
My
to be
AirPods are dying.
Oh no, we're almost there, Kinsey. It turns out, he's been in love. Like, I actually didn't put Flounder together. I'm actually so embarrassed. Because it makes so much more sense now. I'm like, Fisher, why the fuck are you in love with Arya? Why are you so loyal to her? I'm a moron. But yeah, it makes sense. And then Fisher dies. How do we feel about the conflict of, because the entire romantic conflict is Vanessa's supposed to kill Enzo, but Enzo is in love with her anyway, and I almost had a moment where I was like, they're not going to be together, because how do you come back from that? How do you come back from loving somebody who's been lying and betraying you and actively
she
trying
killed
to kill
his
you?
brother.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, and Arya was meant to kill Enzo, but she fucked it up.
Yeah, so how do you come back from knowing that the one that you've fallen in love with has killed your brother? Like, how far is too far for forgiveness?
I reiterate, I can forgive murder.
Yes.
It always comes back to I can forgive murder.
For the sake of the plot as well. He just really loves Vanessa, and when she was in danger, he had to drop everything, every issue ever had, and just, I hated the fact that Jessica, this random chick Jessica, is the one that, like, kidnaps
his
Vanessa
assistant.
and because Vanessa's like, or Enzo gives Vanessa that sort of little power where he can tell her what to do, but then Jessica's like, you're not my boss, in a very elusive way, and at that moment I knew that she was working really for Carlos. She's Carlos's crony. But anyway, that was just so weird and silly. And then it turns out Carlos ordered the hit on Peppino.
Yeah.
Enzo's brother anyway, so it's just a lot of family toxicity, I feel, is just happening here. Moral of the story, don't start a mafia with your family, no matter how Italian or loyal you are.
I was gonna say my last thing is also, are these people just out in our world?
That's what I think too.
Because
sometimes.
I've watched Underbelly, so I know that it's true.
I loved Underbelly when it was coming out.
I liked the old one, Underbelly Razor.
Yeah, Razor. Oh yeah, classic. And then it just got a bit too much from there. And then they tried too hard to glorify all these gangs and all this societal warfare among bodies of authority and stuff.
Yeah, but Razor was ace.
Yeah. And yeah, I loved Vanessa using the poisons from the stonefish and then having antidotes and stuff. Very delicious. I just loved that her specialty was just poison. And then, they have this really short deal with Arya to let her go, and then there's that one time she tries to kill Enzo again anyway, but Vanessa kills Arya, so it's all dandy, and Enzo and Vanessa live, laugh, love, in peace as the remaining mafia empire people. Leaders.
The Dons.
Sure. And then there's an epilogue, because we love an epilogue. Vanessa's birthday, because Vanessa's birthday is a triggering time for her. Enzo proposes to her, it's fun, and then he gifts her Rusty, which is the guy, and Jessica, which are the people that has fucked
her over.
Vanessa over, as a gift for her to torture and kill, which is fantastic. Live, laugh, love, torture, stabbing, killing people, the end.
Delicious. We love.
Alright, to the stars that listen, because Kinsey has to go.
Listen. The stars that listen is a segment that we do at the end of the podcast where we find 5-star and 1-star reviews that we resonate with or want to fight with. We don't look very hard. It's just a fun little thing that we do, and I'm going to find mine live because I am a piece of shit. And we also start with the 1 stars because we don't like it to end on a negative note. Claire, would you like to go first?
Yep, I'll go first. I have 2. This was such a slog to get through, the worst and most contrived of the series yet. If you want to write a mafia romance, just write one. Super boring. Fair. Valid. I resonate. And then my next 1 star is, I like Emily as a person, and knowing her health struggles, I feel generally bad hating this. However, it's trying far too hard. Then there's taking too awkwardly long to get there that I don't care who's fucking whom when it takes it till chapter 38. This one was just written weird. And then just in the same screenshot, I just caught it. It's the 1 star of
I have, this should have stayed in the drafts. and I wish I could unread this.
Oh, that's really harsh, but I mean, that's fair and valid. All right, 5-star review. I'll go first. All right, some spoilers. I wasn't sure how I felt about this book in the beginning. It felt like Enzo was obsessed with Venesa a little too fast, but it makes sense in the end. The crossovers between the fairy tale and the story were few and far between, but my favourite part was, by far, was, spoiler, when Enzo was finally going to kiss Venesa and she said she hadn't kissed yet, and he's telling himself kiss the girl, and hyping himself up to do it. I literally screamed and started tearing up. I didn't think I would end up liking this book as much as I did, but here I am, giving it a 5 stars. There was a miscommunication/lie by omission trope kind of thrown in there, but it did work itself out, so it wasn't terrible, but I would highly recommend this to anyone.
All right, I have Enzo and Venesa have my heart. I physically cannot stop thinking about them, and if Emily writes it, I will read it.
Perfect.
All right, thank you, everybody, for...
I was just going to say, I wonder if there's going to be more in the books, more in the works.
Maybe, there's always more fairy tales.
Yeah, for sure. To fuck up and fracture and
Fuck up.
steal our hearts. It's just more fairy tales to fuck up. That's it. That's the tweet. Hit send.
Hit it. Okay, everybody, thank you for listening. You will find us on Instagram at letterbox_book_club. From there, our link tree is in the bio, where you find us in all the places: Spotify, YouTube, SoundCloud, TikTok. That's all. Stay safe out there. Happy birthday to me.
Yeah. Yeah, happy birthday, Kenzie. Woo. Can't wait for you to open your presents from me.
Yay.
I'm so excited. When do you want me to give that to you, by the way?
We can do a coffee on Sunday afternoon if you'd like.
Sunday afternoon, I'm at bowling. I won't be back till like 6.
Oh shit, well, I'm going out for dinner. Fuck. How about...
What about before the concert on Monday?
I forgot about the concert. I was going to say Monday, yes. Perfect.
Okay, cool, done. Perfect. Stay safe out there, everybody.
Stay safe out there.
Our little sirens.
Our Piccola Savinas. Okay, love you all. Bye. Yay, Mafia.
Bye.
Bye.